Did you know that the toppings you add to your daily bowl of oatmeal could be silently endangering your heart? It's a hard pill to swallow, especially if you've been making conscious efforts to eat healthier as you age. Oatmeal has earned its healthy reputation for good reason. On its own, it's gentle on the digestive system, rich in soluble fiber, and excellent for managing cholesterol levels and blood sugar. However, here's what most people overlook. Once you start incorporating the wrong toppings or mix-ins, many of which are marketed as healthy, that seemingly innocent bowl of oatmeal can transform into a sugar-laden concoction, a metabolic disruptor, or even a long-term threat to your vital organs. After the age of 60, your body becomes increasingly sensitive to sudden spikes in blood sugar, additives, and certain types of fats. Digestion slows down, the insulin response changes, and your liver and kidneys have to work overtime to process substances that they once handled with ease. The ingredients you choose for your oatmeal can either support your body's functions or gradually overwhelm them. The most alarming part is that many people are completely unaware of which ingredients are causing the damage. In this video, we'll take a close look at 7 common ingredients that older adults often add to their oatmeal, and explain why each one may be doing more harm than good. Some of these might come as a shock, while others are ingredients you may have trusted for years, but by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what to avoid and how to ensure that your oatmeal remains the health-boosting meal you intended it to be. Stay tuned until the end, because simply eliminating 1 or 2 of these ingredients from your routine could lead to increased energy levels, more stable blood sugar, and even better protection for your liver, kidneys, and heart. Your breakfast should never work against you, especially when it's a daily staple. 1. Brown sugar. A stressor on your insulin response. Brown sugar may appear more natural than white sugar, but for your body, especially after the age of 60, it's processed in much the same way. When you add it to your morning oatmeal, you're not just adding a touch of sweetness, you're triggering a rapid increase in blood sugar levels. This can leave you feeling tired, mentally foggy, and even hungrier just an hour later. What's worse is that over time, these repeated blood sugar spikes can weaken your insulin response and significantly increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, even among those who believe they're following a healthy diet. As we age, the pancreas produces less insulin, and the body becomes more resistant to the insulin it does produce. When you introduce quickly absorbed sugars like those in brown sugar, it's like adding fuel to a fire. Your blood sugar surges, only to crash shortly after. This cycle, repeated over time, can lead to increased belly fat, heightened inflammation, and damage to your blood vessels. I recall a 67-year-old woman named Janet who was convinced that her breakfast of oatmeal with a sprinkle of brown sugar and skim milk was healthy. She couldn't understand why she always felt the need to take a nap by 10:30 in the morning. After consulting with her doctor and reviewing her diet, she decided to cut out the added sugar. Within a week, her morning energy levels became more stable. I didn't think it was the sugar, she told me. It was just a spoonful, but it was enough to throw everything off. Brown sugar also comes with a hidden cost. It often triggers cravings for more sweet foods later in the day. This is because sugar stimulates the release of dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. When the dopamine rush fades, you're left with a dip in mood that makes you reach for another sugary treat. It's not a matter of willpower. It's basic human chemistry. If you still want to add a bit of sweetness to your oatmeal, consider using a few slices of banana or a sprinkle of cinnamon and vanilla. These natural alternatives provide a gentle, sweet flavor without causing wild fluctuations in your blood sugar levels. The goal isn't to avoid sweetness altogether but to prevent flooding your body with sugars that are quickly burned off, leaving behind a trail of damage. Starting your morning with stable blood sugar can have a positive impact on your mood, memory, and metabolism throughout the day. By simply omitting that 1 scoop of brown sugar, you're giving your body a head start that can carry you through the rest of the day. 2. Artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners may seem like a smart choice, particularly for seniors monitoring their blood sugar levels. However, the reality is far more complex. These low-calorie alternatives, often found in small pink or yellow packets, might save you a few grams of sugar in the short term, but over time, they can quietly wreak havoc on your metabolism, gut health, and even liver function. Here's the science behind it. Your body expects sweetness to be accompanied by calories and energy. When it experiences sweetness without the associated calories, as is the case with artificial sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, or saccharin. It gets confused. This mismatch can disrupt your insulin response, increase cravings later in the day, and even slow down your metabolism. In older adults, whose hormonal sensitivity is already changing, this disruption can make it more difficult to lose weight, control blood sugar levels, and avoid gaining belly fat, even when you think you're making all the right dietary choices. There's also the issue of the burden on your liver. Many artificial sweeteners are processed by the liver. While they don't directly raise blood sugar, they still require filtration. Consuming them daily, especially over an extended period, can place unnecessary stress on a liver that may already be dealing with medications, age-related slowdowns, or other dietary toxins. The result, a less efficient liver, which can lead to fatigue, poor digestion, and elevated liver enzymes. Often, these problems may go unnoticed until they've progressed significantly. Take 74-year-old Charles, for example. He had been adding sugar-free syrup and artificial sweeteners to his oatmeal for years. He liked the taste and thought it was a safe option for his diabetes. But when his liver function tests came back showing slightly elevated levels, his doctor advised him to cut out the artificial additives. Within a few weeks, his digestion improved, and his subsequent lab results were much better. "I thought I was helping myself," he said. "Turns out I was just giving my liver an extra workload." Instead of relying on artificial sweeteners, try using natural flavor enhancers like cinnamon, nutmeg, or a splash of almond extract. Even a small amount of fresh fruit can satisfy your sweet tooth while providing essential vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants, nutrients that no laboratory-made powder can offer. Your body has been working hard for you for decades. It deserves real nourishment, not artificial substitutes. When you fuel your body with clean, natural ingredients, it not only functions better but also feels better. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you do so and turn on the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any of our future videos. Your support enables us to continue creating high-quality content designed to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. 3. Dried fruits. Dried fruits might seem like a harmless, even healthy addition to your oatmeal. After all, they originate from real fruit. However, when fruit is dried, the water content evaporates, leaving behind a highly concentrated sugar content. A handful of raisins or dried cranberries can contain as much sugar as a candy bar, often without you even realizing it. This poses a particular danger to older adults because the sugar in dried fruit is mainly fructose, which the liver has to process almost entirely on its own. Unlike glucose, which can be directly used by your muscles and brain, fructose is sent straight to the liver, where it can be converted into fat. This process contributes to the development of fatty liver disease, a condition that is becoming increasingly common among people over 60. Even those who don't consume alcohol. Take a closer look at the nutritional information of dried fruits. Just a few tablespoons of dried cranberries, for instance, can contain over 20 grams of added sugar, often mixed with syrup during processing to keep them soft and sweet. Even unsweetened dried fruits like dates or raisins are packed with natural sugars in a small package. You may think you're adding a healthy topping to your oatmeal, but with each spoonful, your liver is working overtime. I knew a 69-year-old man named Gerald who ate oatmeal with a handful of dried apricots every morning. He thought it was a great way to increase his fiber intake. However, he always felt bloated after breakfast and couldn't understand why his blood pressure was gradually rising. Once he replaced the dried fruit with fresh blueberries, his bloating subsided, and his doctor also noticed a positive change. "I had no idea those little pieces of dried fruit could cause so much harm," he told me. If you enjoy the taste of fruit in your oatmeal, opt for fresh varieties. A few slices of apple, a handful of berries, or half a banana can add sweetness while providing water, fiber, and essential nutrients. These components help slow down the absorption of sugar and reduce the burden on your liver. You still get the delicious flavor, but in a form that your body can handle more easily, especially as you enter your 60s, 70s, and beyond. It's not about giving up sweetness. It's about choosing the kind that supports your body rather than working against it. Your liver has been taking care of you throughout your life, and now it's time to make choices that show it some care in return. 4. Flavored oat packets. For many people, especially those living alone or looking for quick and easy meal solutions, Pre-flavored oatmeal packets seem like a convenient and harmless option. Just tear open the packet, pour in the contents, and stir. They promise a combination of health, convenience, and comfort all in one. But beneath that appealing label often lies a combination of additives, excessive sodium, and synthetic flavorings that can quietly undermine your health, especially after the age of 60. Let's start with the sodium content. Many flavored oat packets contain between 200–300 milligrams of sodium per serving, and sometimes even more. When you factor in additional sodium from other foods like bread, canned soups, or snacks throughout the day, that seemingly small amount can quickly add up to an unhealthy level. For seniors dealing with high blood pressure, heart problems, or declining kidney function, this extra sodium can silently push their bodies beyond a safe limit. Then there's the issue of flavor. Most flavored oatmeals don't get their appealing tastes, such as maple or apple cinnamon, from real ingredients. Instead, they rely on artificial flavorings, sweeteners, stabilizers, and colorants to mimic the taste of real food. These synthetic chemicals don't provide any nutritional value to your body. Instead, they require your liver and kidneys to work harder to filter them out. For an aging body that may already be coping with years of medication use or inflammation, this additional burden is more significant than ever. Carol, a 73-year-old woman, told me that she had been eating flavored oatmeal packets for years, sometimes even twice a day. They were easy and I thought they were a healthy choice, she said, but she always felt puffy after eating them, and she had noticed her hands swelling more recently. When she switched to plain oats and added her own cinnamon and apple slices, her bloating decreased, and her morning blood pressure readings improved. I never imagined that those little packets could have such an impact, she shared. The truth is that many of the health claims on these packets are just clever marketing tactics. Phrases like heart healthy, whole grain, and low fat may sound reassuring, but they often fail to mention the presence of preservatives, chemical thickeners, or the numerous unpronounceable added ingredients and their potential health impacts. If you want to truly benefit from your oatmeal, stick with plain rolled or steel-cut oats and add your own fresh fruit, nuts, or spices. It may take a few extra minutes in the morning, but your body will thank you for the healthier choice every single day. 5. Non-dairy creamers. Non-dairy creamers might seem like a harmless way to make your oatmeal creamier, especially if you're lactose intolerant or trying to reduce your milk intake. However, the reality is that many of these creamers are filled with ingredients that can quietly damage your heart, liver, and metabolism, particularly as you age. Most powdered or liquid non-dairy creamers are made with hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, which are significant sources of trans fats. Trans fats are known to raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and lower your HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol. This combination is dangerous for anyone, but it's especially concerning for seniors who may already be at risk of cardiovascular problems. Even products labeled as trans fat-free may still contain small amounts if the serving size is low enough, and these small amounts can accumulate over time and have a negative impact on your health. In addition to trans fats, non-dairy creamers often contain thickeners, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors. These compounds don't offer any nutritional benefits to your body. Instead, they are designed to mimic the creaminess and flavor of milk or cream without providing any of the natural nutrients. As a result, your liver and kidneys have to work harder to filter them out. Regular consumption of these creamers over time can contribute to chronic inflammation, which is a well-known contributor to heart disease, joint pain, and even cognitive decline. I once met a 75-year-old man named Frank who used to add powdered creamer to everything, from his coffee and oatmeal to his soups. He liked the taste and didn't want to buy multiple products, but over time, he started experiencing digestive problems and an increase in his cholesterol levels. His doctor eventually advised him to stop using non-dairy creamers altogether. Within 2 months, Frank's lab results improved, and his digestive issues subsided. I thought it was just a harmless powder, he said. I didn't realize it was causing so many problems. The problem is that non-dairy creamers are often marketed as light, convenient, and cholesterol-free, but the damage they cause isn't immediately apparent. The negative effects are slow developing, subtle, and often go unnoticed until real health symptoms start to emerge. If you want to add creaminess to your oatmeal, consider using unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or a small amount of organic dairy cream if you can tolerate it. Even a spoonful of plain yogurt can do the trick. These alternatives offer a smooth texture along with real nutrients, without burdening your body with synthetic additives. What you mix into your oatmeal matters, especially after your body has spent decades taking care of you. Now is the time to make cleaner choices in return. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Your support helps us continue creating high-quality content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. 6. Store-bought granola. Granola often has a reputation as a healthy food. It sounds natural, nutritious, and potentially heart-friendly. However, what many people don't realize is that most store-bought granola is loaded with added sugars, oils, and sometimes even preservatives, turning what seems like a healthy addition to your oatmeal into a metabolic risk. One of the main issues with granola is its processing method. To achieve that golden brown crunch and long shelf life texture, manufacturers typically bake oats with sugar syrups and oils, often canola, soybean, or palm oil. These oils may be refined or even partially hydrogenated, and regular consumption can subtly promote inflammation in the body. Over time, this inflammation can lead to stiff joints, fatigue, and an increased risk of heart problems. Even so-called low-sugar granola often contains ingredients like honey, brown rice syrup, or evaporated cane juice. While these may sound more natural, they can still cause significant blood sugar spikes, insulin stress, and cravings for more sweet foods, just like regular sugar. This is particularly important for seniors who may already be dealing with prediabetes, energy slumps, or excess belly fat, all of which can be exacerbated by frequent sugar intake. Another problem is portion size. Most granola nutrition labels list serving sizes of just a few tablespoons, but in reality, many people pour far more than that into their oatmeal. Without realizing it, they are adding hundreds of extra calories, along with large amounts of carbs and fats that were not part of their intended meal plan. I once spoke with a 71-year-old woman named Ellen who always added granola to her oatmeal for the crunch, but when she realized that she was actually adding more sugar and fat than a whole chocolate chip cookie, she switched to chopped walnuts instead. Within weeks, her blood sugar levels improved, and her afternoon energy slumps disappeared. If you're looking for a crunchy texture in your oatmeal, there are better alternatives. Try using plain toasted seeds, unsweetened coconut flakes, or raw nuts like almonds or pecans. These options provide real fiber, healthy fats, and nutrients without the added syrups, oils, and unnecessary additives. Remember, oatmeal is supposed to be a beneficial start to your day, not a source of hidden sugars and fats. By being aware of what's in the ingredients list, you're giving your body the support it needs, one bite at a time. 7. Protein powders. Many older adults have been told that adding protein to their breakfast can boost energy, improve muscle strength, and increase feelings of fullness. And this is true when the protein comes from clean, whole food sources. However, when protein powders are added to your oatmeal every morning, especially the wrong kind, they can introduce hidden ingredients and place unnecessary strain on your body. Here's what most people don't know. Many commercial protein powders contain artificial sweeteners, thickening agents, preservatives, and synthetic flavorings. These substances need to be filtered out by your kidneys and liver. If you're over 60, these organs are already working hard to process a lifetime's worth of food additives, medications, and environmental toxins. Adding a daily scoop of processed protein powder can quietly add to this burden, exactly where you don't need it. There's also the issue of protein quantity. As we age, our bodies don't process excess protein as efficiently as they once did. Any protein that isn't used for tissue repair or energy production is broken down and filtered by the kidneys. For individuals already experiencing age-related declines in kidney function, even in the absence of diagnosed kidney disease, this additional protein burden can gradually exacerbate the deterioration. Symptoms such as fatigue, loss of appetite, and fluid retention often go unnoticed until the condition has progressed significantly. Take 78-year-old Dennis. For example, he used to blend protein powder into his morning oatmeal religiously, after reading a fitness article that claimed it would help preserve his muscle mass. However, he was also taking blood pressure medication, and his kidney function test results started to show a concerning upward trend. When his doctor investigated the root cause, they discovered an accumulation of unnecessary protein in his diet, primarily from low-quality protein powders. Once Dennis replaced the protein powder with real food sources like eggs or nuts later in the day, his kidney function test numbers stabilized. "I didn't realize I was overdoing it," he admitted. "I thought more protein was always better." If you genuinely need a protein boost in the morning, opt for whole food-based alternatives. A spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, a serving of eggs, or a handful of nuts provide protein in a form that your body is naturally equipped to process. These options come with a balanced combination of other essential nutrients and are free from hidden synthetic additives. At this stage of life, it's not simply about increasing the quantity of nutrients. It's about choosing substances that truly benefit your body and eliminating those that silently cause harm. Your body still has the remarkable ability to respond to stimuli and heal itself. It merely requires us to approach it with clear-eyed awareness and the respect it has rightfully earned over the years. When it comes to preparing your oatmeal, this means selecting ingredients that complement your body's natural processes rather than disrupting them. Final thoughts. Your daily bowl of morning oatmeal may seem like a straightforward and healthy routine, but the ingredients you combine with it can have a profound impact, determining whether you feel revitalized or unknowingly damage your health. Each of the 7 ingredients we've explored today: brown sugar, artificial sweeteners, dried fruits, flavored oat packets, non-dairy creamers, store-bought granola, and protein powders harbors its own set of subtle risks, especially for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or 80s. What matters most isn't just memorizing what to avoid. It's grasping the underlying reasons behind these recommendations. When you understand how your aging body reacts differently to sugars, additives, and chemically laden substances, you begin to appreciate how even the most mundane daily choices can have far-reaching consequences. These choices can influence your energy levels, digestive function, blood pressure, and even your mood. The encouraging news is that you can make a positive change with just a few thoughtful adjustments. The truth is, you don't need to transform your oatmeal into a complex or elaborate dish. You don't require pre-packaged packets, processed powders, or artificial sweeteners. Instead, focus on using real, wholesome ingredients that nourish your body, such as cinnamon, fresh fruits, nuts, or pure milk. These choices offer support without imposing stress, bringing a sense of calm rather than chaos to your system. When you start your day in a way that respects and nurtures your body, it sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. So, take a moment to reflect. Which of these 7 ingredients do you currently use? And which ones are you prepared to eliminate from your routine? Thank you for joining us today. We sincerely value your input. Please leave a comment below and share one key takeaway from this discussion and how you intend to apply it in your daily life. Your thoughts and experiences are incredibly important to us, so don't hold back. Reading your comments provides us with the motivation and inspiration to continue creating valuable content. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, we kindly ask that you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others. Your support enables us to keep producing informative and inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.